In June, the New York Times index of stocks rose 52 points. In July, another 25.
As a result of the roaring 20s, prices in the stock market started to rise because companies saw that many people were buying and buying and buying, and the economy was just skyrocketing and it was doing so well.
Just to explain to you how effective the rising value of the stock market was, other than to the regulars, the stockbrokers, the investors and such, here's a clip.
And on the radio, they were playing the latest hit tune, I'm in the Market for You.
I want 1,000 shares of your caresses too. We'll count the hugs and kisses when dividends are due, 'cause I'm in the market for you.
A reporter checked in with astrologer Evangeline Adams to ask about the future of stock prices. Her answer? The Dow Jones could climb to heaven. The very next day, September 3rd, the stock market hit its all-time high. Fifth, economist Roger Babson gave a speech to a group of businessmen. Sooner or later, a crash is coming, and it may be terrific. He'd been saying the same thing for 2 years. But now, for some reason, investors were listening.
But what the companies didn't realize was later on the people would soon figure out that they were buying the stock for much higher than what it was actually worth. In between the stock market crashing and the people actually buying the overpriced stocks, the owner of JP Morgan Bank pulled all of his stocks out of the market and basically set a tone in the stock industry for the other bank owners, telling them, basically that the stock market was going to eventually crash. After that happened, many people started again realizing that the stocks were actually not worth what they were being paid for. As a result, the stock market crashed. The stock market crash of 1929 was the beginning of a chain of events that caused the Great Depression.
Richard Whitney, vice president of the exchange, was chosen by the bankers to be their representative. At 1:30 in the afternoon, at the height of the panic, he strode across the floor and in a loud, clear voice ordered 10,000 shares of U.S. steel at a price considerably higher than the last bid. He then went from post to post, shouting buy orders for key stocks.
Stood up on one of the seats at the post, and he said, I give it 45 for 50,000 Standard Oil. And everybody started to applaud. Oh, the crash is over. His Morgan's putting his money in, maybe the crash is over.
And sure enough, there seemed to be evidence that the bankers had moved in to end the panic. And they did end it for that day. The market stabilized and even went up.
The New York Times said that thanks to the formation of this bankers pool, most observers felt that the panic and the great sell-off was over. And most people did feel that way. Tom Lamont felt that way.
But Monday was not good. Apparently people had thought about things over the weekend, over Sunday, and decided maybe they might be safer to get out. And then came the real crash, which was on Tuesday, when the market went down and down and down without seeming limit.
What? Failure. That must be for the banks. Commercial.
Sure is cold out here. I wish I had a blanket, of course. Thanks, President Hoover. Mr. Hilaire, the banking systems...
Oh, here we go. Thank you. Hello?
Yes, hi. This is the banking system speaking.
Oh, yes, hello. And how are you today?
You know exactly how I'm feeling. What's to say about me being a failure?
I think you already know.
Then why don't you explain that to me, will
It's
you?
quite simple. It's just that you've managed to fail in every possible way.
Explain.
Well, for one, you tried to prop up the crashing stock market by buying low-value stocks for more cash than what they were worth. So when they lost all their money, or all their value, you lost a lot of your money, right? When that occurred, everyone lost faith in you, so they ran over to you and tried to take their money out, or what was left. And when you were really out of money, you took down the economies of other countries around the world. Germany was borrowing money from you to make reparation payments to England and France, which were then transmitted back to you to pay old debts. When you ran out of money, the whole German economy collapsed even more because they couldn't pay their debts. With all this hoopla going on internationally, you decided it was too risky to allow anyone to borrow money, which contracted the money supply, by the way, and prevented new jobs. With the cutoff of new jobs, more people weren't getting money, less and less money was getting back to existing companies, which in turn caused unemployment rates to rise after the countless layoffs that you caused. So yeah, you kind of ruined everything. Oh yeah? Well, maybe if you weren't such a big failure, President Roosevelt wouldn't have had to swoop down and save your behind. Ugh. Banks these days. I've had enough of this depression, as if the stock market crash wasn't enough. Now I have all the banking systems on my case. Good night. Now to take a look at my favorite television show.
Thank you. Now, the Great Depression was started by a variety of things, including the Dust Bowl, the stock market crash of 1929, and it also affected many countries around the world. It made many people go unemployed, starve, and crime increased. These are your top 10 effects of the Great Depression.
Ten, the fail of global trade. 9. Destruction of the U.S. economy. 8. World War II. 7. The rich lost money. 6. Over 300,000 banks failed. 5. Crime rapidly increased. 4. The creation of the FDIC. 3. The poor lost everything. 2. The creation of the Glass-Steagall Act. 1. Unemployment rose by 30%.
The effects of the Great Depression were long-lasting. It brought halt to global trade because of overpriced taxes and also overvalued currency. It also brought Hitler to power. The rich lost their fortunes and the poor lost all they had because of investing in bad stocks. Over 300,000 banks failed because of unpaid loans. And also, over 30% of the population became unemployed. And to take us out, I Need a Dollar by Aloe Black.
Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody just clap your hands.